Hello friends, and welcome to Gardening with Creekside. All right, y'all, it is early August. We are actually getting some delicious, beautiful rain. So if you hear something in the background, it's just the rain. But what we are doing today is I have got 10 select proven winners color choice shrubs that we are marking 50% off. This is a while supplies last. There is no code needed. Why are we marking these 10 off? Well, these 10 have been outside and they have just gone through some record-breaking temperatures here in North Carolina, and their top growth maybe doesn't look perfect. It's not primo. However, their root system is what you're buying, and it is strong and it is healthy. So we are selling these 10 proven winners color choice shrubs 50% off as is. I'm going to walk you through how I would take care of these if I ordered them online. If they came to me, what would I do for them to ensure that they have a great start in my garden. In fact, we just did a video a couple of weeks ago, 2 videos. One where I took quart-sized shrubs, I potted them up to a larger container, put some biotone in there, and then we did a follow-up video, and they are gorgeous. They have more than doubled in size. So we're going to walk through these 10 shrubs. Why would you want them in your garden, how to take care of them, and because if you have been around Gardening with Creekside for any length of time, you know that whenever we plant, whether it's a shrub, a tree, a perennial, or an annual, we always use the Biotone starter plus fertilizer. So with this, your Biotone fertilizer is 20% off. You do not need to have a code because this is how strongly we believe in this fertilizer to give these plants a great start. So it is 20% off while this kind of supply sale lasts. And so we are going to go through and encourage you to get these plants, y'all. They are amazing plants that will bring beauty to your garden year round. So without further ado, let's kind of start here in the back. So this is probably one of those that looks the absolute worst. So what we have, this is Summer Wine Black. This is a 9 bark. So if you can see, I'm going to try to get a little closer so that you can see everything. All right, now if you've got this, you may be really upset because you've got 3 stems with really no foliage, a little bit up top, right? So your Summer Wine Black is going to be completely deciduous. So all of these shrubs that I am sharing with you today are deciduous. So that means don't worry about what the foliage looks like, because in a couple of months when the frost and freeze comes, it's going to go away anyway. So what I would do if I got this, and I'm going ahead and do it for you, whoever gets this one. All right, so you've got these 3 naked stems, right? But look down here below, trying to see if this camera will work. There is foliage down here, lots of brand new foliage. So what I would do to these stems is I would take my clippers. So we're going to cut right above a little leaf. All right, so you have taken all of that growth off. And this is where your plant is going to thicken up, bush out, and be very, very happy. Remember when I told you that you're buying the root growth, the root stock, not necessarily what you see on top? Well, look at these beautiful roots. Those beautiful roots are going to absolutely explode when you take them, get them out of this container. This is a quart-sized container, and then you either pot it up into a larger container or put it directly in the ground. So who is Summer Wine Black good for? Okay, these are going to be hardy in zones 3 to 7. So hello, my cold people. It needs at least 6 hours of sun to get that nice, beautiful black color on it. This is a native species, compact habit in the fact that for a 9 bark, it is compact in the 5 to 6 foot tall and wide range. Of course, because it is deciduous, you're going to get gorgeous color the other 3 seasons out of the year. And it does make a dramatic addition to any sunny landscape. So it's very easy to grow. So let's say you are in that zone 3 to 7. You order this, it comes to you. What do? I would go ahead and add it to your landscape right away. Use your Biotone starter fertilizer. Put it in that nice sunny location. because you're in a cooler zones 3 to 7, this can absolutely go ahead and get in the ground, so that way the roots get established before your winter hits. That's what you have to be concerned about on the cold end, right? So go ahead and add it in. The first couple of weeks, watch it. If it's very dry and you don't get any rain, obviously you need to water it. Don't drown it. Just make sure that it has consistent moisture. The leaves will let you know if they are dry, because they will get limpy. So Summer Wine Black is a gorgeous, nice, colorful addition to add to your landscape that gives you a great presence. So we have that. Next, we have a Weigela. This is Wine and Spirits. Now, Wine and Spirits is actually not looking so bad, but if you look at the foliage, it starts to have some like kind of discoloration to the leaves. The leaves are not, quote, as pretty and perfect as they would be if they were happy in the landscape. Honestly, when I got this at my house, I would not do anything to it. I would not prune it. It's got a really nice shape. Don't worry that some of the leaves are speckled or look a little bit burnt. It is okay. It's like, again, they're going to fall off here in a couple of months anyway. And y'all, we actually have new growth popping out on here. So this is a very happy plant. Again, strong root system, like massively strong root system. So who is Wine and Spirits good for? Well, this Weigela is going to be hardy in zones 4 to 8. It does need that 6 hours of sun or more to get that beautiful color to it. It's going to be 3 to 5 feet tall and wide. It, of course, it's going to spring in the flower. Your flower in the spring, rather. Your Weigelas are your spring flowering shrubs, and then you've got beautiful foliage for the rest of the summer and the fall. It will have a beautiful, rich burgundy foliage, and then it has white flowers. So a gorgeous contrast. And if you do need to prune it, you would do it after flowering. Now, y'all, you're not going to need to prune it probably for the first couple of years to get it some growth on that. But the Wine and Spirits is a really nice to have that beautiful contrast of the white flowers and that rich color of the foliage is gorgeous. Okay, so if you are in a zone 4 to 7, really, yeah, 4 to 7, you can absolutely add it now. If you're a zone 8, which is what I am, maybe I would want to go ahead and pop it into a larger container. Again, watch this video because I did you a step-by-step exactly how to do that. This is a quart. So if you go to, I would say nothing smaller than like an equivalent to a 1 gallon up to like a 3 gallon size container. Put it in there now, let it grow for the next 3 months or so. And then like for a zone 8, if you are looking to add it to your landscape, November, December, it'd be a great time to go ahead and add it, okay? But my cooler zones, you're going to see a pattern here. Cooler zones, add it to the landscape now, get it established before the winter hits. My warmer zones, you may just want to go ahead and pot it up, which I would encourage you to pot it up, something bigger, let it grow, get some more roots going, and then in the fall, you will add it to your landscape. Now, out of all these that I have, these 10, this is the one that is part of Proven Winners deer-proof line. That means that once this is established, it is nearly deer-proof. So this is going to be a plant that deer are not, this is not their first choice out of their the plants. So what is this? This is a Spice Cowboy, which is a Korean spice viburnum. Again, the only reason that we're putting this on sale is because of the aesthetics of the foliage. It has got some little black spots, some of it's turning a little bit of yellow. Again, it is perfectly fine. You have got an amazing root system going on right here. So very strong, very happy roots. They're white, they're healthy, and will go into the landscape really well. So who wants a Spice Cowboy? It sounds like, you know, we should be out west somewhere. This is hardy in zones 4 to 8. This can do part to full sun, so a minimum of 4 hours of sun. This is going to have a beautiful, fragrant flower in the spring. It just gets prettier and prettier every spring with those, some people will call them like a snowball bush. They kind of look like a white Macrophylla hydrangea, but they're a viburnum. So a snowball bush, people will call them that as well. Those beautiful ball-shaped flowers in the spring have a lovely fragrance to them. This will get some size to it, 6 to 10 feet tall, 4 to 5 feet wide. So you're going to want to space it about 5 to 6 feet apart. It has that fragrant flower in the spring, and then in the fall, y'all, these viburnums are stunning. Really rich burgundy foliage. I mean, it is just the plant that keeps on giving. And like I said, it is deer resistant once established. So Spice Cowboy viburnum. This is a lovely way to give you seasons of color, flowers, fragrance, and fall foliage. What else could you ask for? I don't know. Again, cooler zones, plant it now. Zone 8, pot it up, and then add it to the landscape later on this fall. You will be amazed at how much growth you will see from these courts in just a matter of weeks. If you put it in, whether you're putting it in the landscape in a cooler zone, or you put it in a container, like literally watch this other video, because they have more than doubled, almost tripled in size. It is fantastic. All right, so moving on. Next, we have a Rose of Sharon. This is the Purple Pink Ink. And y'all, when you look at her, she's looking a little rough. She's had a hard time out there on the black plastic this summer, but it is okay. Again, she's deciduous. All of these leaves are going to fall off. And in fact, I don't know if you can see. Can you see this right here? She's pushing out new growth, and she's pushing out new growth up here at the top. We're going to really zoom in here. So you see all that new foliage, how pretty and solid green it is? This is an indicator that this is not a diseased plant. These spots that you see, that was simply because the plant was under stress. Again, we had record-breaking temperatures, so that is an indicator of stress. But these beautiful, lovely, bright, new leaves are solid green, and they're gorgeous. They are healthy. All right, now, Purple Pink Ink is going to be like your Rose of Sharon's are, very showy, very gorgeous during the summer. It has that really hot pink center of the flower, and then it comes out to a lovely pure white. Your pink ink is hardy in zones 5 to 9, definitely full sun. So full sun, 6 hours or more. It is going to be 5 to 8 feet tall and 4 feet wide. So as far as a Rose of Sharon goes, it's a nice size. It's very manageable. You have those beautiful large flowers. It is long blooming and very tough, as she is showing you. So it has, let's see, medium deer resistance on this guy. So you have got beautiful Purple Pink Ink also on sale. Some of these that you're going to notice when you go online, we have more inventory than others. So some of them have a very small inventory. So it is first come, first serve. So always, as we say, move with purpose, because the early bird gets the plant. And so you want to take advantage of that. Okay, folks that love mock oranges. I have tried so many times to plant a mock orange, and y'all, it's just not conducive for my growing zone. We're zone 8A in North Carolina. This is Illuminati Spice, which is hardy in zones 4 to 7. I have tried and I have tried. And this is just one of those plants I'm going to have to love from afar. So this is a mock orange. So you can see that Illuminati Spice, she was having, again, a rough go on the plastic. But look, we moved her in the greenhouse, gave her some shade, and she is pushing out new growth. Now for this particular one, I would not prune this at all. We have some that are a little taller. If you wanted to shape it, you could. Or you could leave it alone. That's going to be totally up to you. But for this shape of this plant, I would not prune it. I would just leave it alone. So, of course, we love mock oranges because of their beautiful spring flowers and their fragrance. Hardy in zones 4 to 7. It needs a minimum of 4 hours or more of sun. It's going to be a nice size, 4 feet tall and wide. Very manageable in your size. Medium deer resistant. And so this mock orange combines old-fashioned beauty with modern-day performance. Big white flowers nestled amongst handsome, durable, dark green foliage. If you need to prune it, do it after it flowers, because it blooms on the old growth. So zones 4 to 7, as soon as you get this, go ahead and add it to the ground, right? Go ahead and put it in the landscape so it gets established before the winter. Now we are going, let me do this one, and then we're going to get into some hydrangeas, because I know y'all love hydrangeas as much as I do. All right. Some people love them, some people hate them. I'm in those camp that I love them. What am I talking about? Barberries. Yes, so this is Sunjoy Citrus Barberry. Now, Sunjoy Citrus, she just needs to get out of the container. She is ready to be moved up out of this quart-sized container into a bigger container, because look at those root systems, right? Do you see those roots? She is ready to get out. And a fun fact, can you see how like bright yellow the roots are? That's what's so fun about barberries, is that their roots a lot of times will have the color of their foliage. It's the funnest thing. Fun little side note. Now, of course, barberries, people don't like them because, one, they have thorns, or depending on where you are, they could set seed and you could have little babies everywhere. For us, this is not a problem. It's hardy in zones 4 to 8. This is a shrub that does really well even in our North Carolina zone 8A climate. This definitely needs 6 hours or more of sun, because you need to have that bright chartreuse color that gets it from the sun. This is going to be deciduous like all barberries are. It is durable. It is in that deer-proof line as well. So we actually have 2 that are in the deer-proof line from Proven Winners. It is a sun-loving, low-maintenance landscape plant, beautiful rounded habit, cherry gold foliage, 2 to 3 feet tall and wide, and just super easy. And like I said, deer resistant. So if you are in those zones 4 to 7, put it in the ground right away. I was growing actually a different barberry, the new Fast Neo. I put it up into a bigger container, a 2-gallon, growing really, really well. So there you go. Now let's get into some hydrangeas, because y'all love hydrangeas as much as I do. Now, 2 of these hydrangeas, they just look sad. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, be honest, up front, they look sad. Do not be afraid of that, because I'm going to show you why you should not be afraid of the sad top foliage, because there are beautiful, promising notes that you need to take notice of. So first of all, we've got the Invincibel Limea. All right, now let me show you what I'm talking about when I say that she is sad looking. Yeah, she sticks, right? So she's got 3 sticks coming up. Now, if we can get the camera to focus, down here in the center, you have got new growth coming. You have got new growth right here on the stem. So this, for me, what I would do is I would take my clippers and I would prune it right here. And then probably on this one as well, I would prune it here, right? Now, if you don't want to do that, you're like, Jenny, pruning scares me, then that's okay. It'll be all right. But by pruning it and taking this one stem off, and you do it right above where those 2 leaves are, and you cut it, these 2 leaves turn into 2 branches. So you're going to get a thicker, stockier plant faster than if you don't prune it. So that is my recommendation for you, is to go ahead and prune a little bit of it off. Now, this is an Invincibel out of that series. It is a smooth hydrangea. So that's important to know, because don't worry that you're cutting it, because you're not going to affect your blooms. Your smooth hydrangeas bloom on new growth. Again, these are getting ready to go dormant once the frost hits. So they're not going to be producing flowers in the winter. They produce flowers in the late spring, early summer. They're going to produce those flowers on the growth that happens next year. So once they wake up from winter and they start pushing out new growth, that's when your flowers are produced. So you don't have to worry about cutting off next year's flowers right now with this. Now, Limea is really fun because it has that beautiful color, as its name suggests, a lime color. So it is that Annabel type hydrangea, blooms on the new growth, hardy in zones 3 to 8. Again, 3 to 7, put it in the ground right now. Zone 8, put it in a pot, then put it in the ground come October, November, December. Depending on where you live, in my colder zones, 3 to 7, this can definitely take full sun. Definitely 3 through 6 can take full sun. Depending on where you are in a zone 7, you may need to give it afternoon shade. I have learned personally, when I used to be a 7B and now I'm an 8A, my Invincibels have to have afternoon shade or they get fried. That's what happened here. They got moved out to the full sun on the black plastic and they got fried. Am I worried about the health of this plant? Absolutely not. Because, again, look at those beautiful, strong, healthy roots. You will be blown away with how fast this puts on new growth. So Limetta has a beautiful lime bloom to it. It's going to be 3 to 4 feet tall and wide. All of your smooth hydrangeas are native, so those arborescents are native. Unfortunately, it does have as all hydrangeas do, have a low deer resistance. So you've got Limetta. Then we come to Invincibel Sublime. So Sublime is going to be kind of that newer version a little bit as far as Limetta. Now, okay, let's look at Sublime. She's got some funk going on right now. So she has got 3 stems and she pushed out this beautiful, scraggly, floppy little stem right here. Now, look at that new growth up top. Nice and pretty, nice and green. So what I would do is probably go ahead and prune it right here. So you're going to cut all this top off right here, and that's all right because look, you've got beautiful new growth pushing out right now. So Invincibel Sublime is going to be 3.5 to 5 feet tall. So it's going to be more upright than Limetta. 3 through 9, hardy in zones 3 through 9. So the hardiness is going to be different on Sublime than Limetta. But you're still going to get those big, beautiful lime green flowers. And I'll be honest with you, y'all, when we first got Sublime, I was like, why do I want a hydrangea with green flowers? In the shade garden, she is spectacular because that's where I have to have her. Morning sun, afternoon shade, right? She is gorgeous. Big, huge flowers on her. And it just brings kind of a coolness and a brightness to that shade garden. One of my absolute favorite hydrangeas. Now, my people who love big leaves or macrophylla hydrangeas, I've got 2 for you. And honestly, y'all, I'll just be straight honest. We really should not put these on sale, but we're going to anyway because when you look at the foliage, it is stunning. Are there some issues? Yes. Again, give me a couple of weeks, a couple of months, a freeze is going to come and they're all going to fall off, so it's not going to matter. But we're doing it anyway. So here we have Wee Bit Grumpy. So Wee Bit Grumpy, let me show you what I'm talking about. So you can see on some of this foliage, we've got a little bit of burn marks. We have got maybe some little black speckles. You can see like this leaf has got some burn to it right here. But if you look down, look at all this beautiful new growth, beautiful bright green. Again, not a disease, they just got burned. Look at the structure on this. It is gorgeous. This is why I would say, you know, maybe not put it on sale. But I know that some folks are going to get this like this and they're going to freak out. Don't freak out, my sweet friends. Again, strong, healthy root system. Now, who is Wee Bit Grumpy good for? So Wee Bit Grumpy, first of all, is going to be one of those reliable macrophylla hydrangeas that gives you gorgeous flowers. It is going to be pH dependent, meaning based on your soil's pH is going to determine your color. If you have acidic soil like I do, you're going to get those blues and those purples. If you have more alkaline soil, you're going to get those pinks. Maybe you're somewhere in between, so who knows what you get. Maybe you get a little smattering of all of those colors. It is going to be 2 feet tall, 2.5 feet wide. So a nice petite hydrangea. These would be beautiful in mass. When I say in mass, it could be 3, it could be 30. It just depends on you and your garden and your space. Full sun to part shade in zones 5 to 9. If you're in zone 5 and 6, absolutely put this in full sun, all day sun. The gardens at Spring Meadow have this out in full all day sun and they're like a zone 5B. Beautiful, no burn. You're in a 7A, B, 8, 9, morning sun, afternoon shade. If you get this and next year it comes out and it flushes and it's beautiful, but by like July and on, if you start to notice you're getting lots of burn on it, that means it's getting too much sun and you need to move it to more shade. Yeah, so great rebloomer, nice and petite. And then last and certainly not least, this is Let's Dance Lovable. Again, y'all, she's got a gorgeous canopy to her, right? Nice branching, but some people are going to freak out because she's got some spotted leaves on her. Again, I'm like a broken record here. Beautiful new green growth. It is not diseased. They were just under stress getting too much sun. Let's Dance Lovable is that, again, that reblooming big leaf hydrangea, hardy in zones 5 to 9, going to be anywhere from part to full sun. It is going to be 3 to 4 feet tall and wide, so a little bit bigger than Grumpy. It's abundant blooms, supercharged ability to rebloom. So Lovable blooms on old growth and new growth. So you're going to get a great flush in the spring, and then throughout the season, it's going to put on new blooms and be very happy. With both the Lovable and the Wee Bit Grumpy, if you cannot prune it, that is optimal because it blooms on both old growth and new growth. So for instance, this would be one, especially because how beautiful it is, I would not encourage you to cut this. Leave it alone. One, it's a great habit, so you don't need to cut it. Two, if you do cut it, you're probably cutting off next year's flowers in the spring. Yes, you'll get flowers, but it will be later on in the season. So for Grumpy and Lovable, don't prune them. Just either put them directly in the landscape or put them into a larger container. So again, these are 10 great proven winners, color choice shrubs. But honestly, the only thing that's wrong with them is their top foliage, right? They're tired. It is August in North Carolina. They are not the only ones who are tired from the heat and humidity. In fact, today, our entire staff is so stinking excited because we can be in long sleeves. Beautiful rain. It is not, it's raining, but the dew point is really low. It recharges us. These plants are going to get recharged by putting on that new growth, but a lot of times they're going to hold on to that old foliage until that frost comes. Do not let the appearance fool you because the root system is super strong, especially when you pair it and plant it with that biotone starter fertilizer. That's why we're marking this off 20% off, because I want to do everything I can to make sure that if you don't have this, get this. This is a 4-pound bag, and on the back of your biotone, it will tell you how much to use with a planting. So that it goes only as small as a 2-gallon, and for a 2-gallon, it says to use 1 cup. These are quarts, so I would just get like a little handful and sprinkle it. So maybe that's what, like a half a cup, a fourth of a cup, third of a cup, whatever your hand size is. But it will do 12 2-gallons. So if you at least double that, that would give you at least for 24 quarts or bigger, right? And it is resealable, so you can save it for something else that you're going to be planting either this summer or this fall. So again, while supplies last, no coupon code needed. These are great plants, y'all. They just look a little sad and tired. And if we want to educate you so that you don't miss out on these great plants, because again, I would happily pot these up and make them bigger and put them in my landscape, other than the Illuminati Spice, just because I'm too hot. It's not a great plant for my zone. But if I were in a colder zone, you better believe that I would be doing that mock orange. All right, my friends, hopefully this has been informative for you. If you have found it informative, we would love it if you would like and subscribe to Gardening with Creekside. That way you don't miss those 5 videos that we do each and every week. As always, we hope y'all have an absolutely fantastic day. Head on over to the website right now. Take advantage of this because, like I said, it's while supplies last. Y'all have a great day. See you next time. Bye, friends.